the ground now. From the shadows to your soul, you're running with a Baja.
You're back with the Baja Howl. Let's let your wild side out. What's up, Pack? Welcome back to Baja Howl. If you caught the first episode, you already know we're here for chaos, stories, and letting that wild side just breathe a little. And if you're new, you picked up a good episode to jump in, because today we're getting into what really fuels the howl. Last episode I told you a little bit about me. Today we're going to go a little bit deeper. But first it's time for a Howl check. Alright. Did you guys feel the energy? Are you guys pumped up? Let's go. So for those of you who are just tuning in, when we do a Howl check, we all howl together as a community. Anyone who doesn't howl is a fake wolf. Them's the rules. I don't make the rules. I'm just a dumb dog. For that, you can blame my producer, Mark. Yeah, Mark. We don't like Mark. Fuck Mark. Alright, anyway, so we're going to talk about the wild side today. I'm just talking about some crazy stories. I am not talking just about crazy stories. I'm talking about stuff that actually lights you up. The stuff that, you know, puts a little life in us, a little pep in our day, a little, you know, skip in our walk. You know how it is. You know what I'm talking about, right? For me, it starts with gaming. Something about it. You know, you got the competition, the chaos, those shenanigans that you and your friends get up to, the late nights where you'll just look at the clock, you realize, hey, it's 3 a.m., and I have responsibilities in a couple hours, but I have zero regrets. Well, you know, until later on in the day when my entire body feels like it's about to collapse. But that's, you know, neither here nor there. So I remember this one time, and this is just one of those crazy stories that I'm going to, you know, give you because, you know, we love the crazy stories. So I play with my friends. I like to play video games with my friends. And I was playing with Astron, Kitty, and Zig. Ziggeroni is what I call him. It is what it is. I don't care. We're all playing late into the night. It's about 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. And we had gotten pretty far into the game Repo. Now, if you don't know what Repo is, it's something similar to... Oh god, what's the name of that game? Anyway, it doesn't matter now, I guess. It's what happens when you don't have it all scripted. So, we're playing Repo. Basically, you just have to collect items, bring them to extraction, try to earn enough money that you don't, you know, lose. So we're getting pretty far into the game. I think we had gotten 4 or 5 in. And we're all hiding underneath a table, hiding away from the blind man. And usually there's several different monsters. The blind man was one of them on this one. He's just kind of walking by us. And we're just like, okay, we're just going to let him go by. Now, if you don't know anything about a blind man, he's a monster who has super good hearing. Now, in the game Repo, you have to have your mics on. Anything you say into your mic is heard in the game by the monsters. And they chase you based off your sound. So, we're all trying to be quiet. Well, Kitty's dog just starts barking out of nowhere. Just bark, 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 bark. I'm like, oh my god, he scared the shit out of all of us. Blind man whips around, shoots at us. I'm like, holy shit. We're getting shot at. We're all running in different directions. We're bursting into laughter. We're running for our lives. Well, then Astron gets picked up by the Invisible Man, who literally just picks you up and just carries you to a different location. That's all he does. It's not very harmful. He'll pick you up and just drag you to a different location, usually running you by other monsters who now are chasing you and the Invisible Man. So we're just laughing so hard. We see Astron fly by us, and we're like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like screaming and crying out, saying, help me, help me. And the blind man's shooting, and for the rest of us, we're all just laughing, and we can't even think straight at this point. We're just like, whatever. We nearly lost that round because of this one incident of her dog barking in the background, and it was just so hilarious. It was just one of those moments where it's like, oh my god, what the fuck. So we're laughing so hard, and you know, that's the kind of energy that I want to live for. Just the laughing, the those clip that moments, you know, things where you're just like so invested and you've delved so deep into it that you don't even know what time it is. You haven't even paid attention, and then you look over at your clock and you're like, oh damn, I've been playing video games for about 9 hours straight. What the fuck? And you're like, you know what? No wonder I'm so tired and hungry. Well, you know, it's just gonna be tired for me because, you know, I'm 5'10", 325 pounds. You damn well know I got my sweet tea sitting over here. I'm actually got sweet tea right here. I'm drinking now, and I got my snacks. I got, you know, my zebra cakes, my Oreos, my chips. I ain't gonna be fucking hungry. And did y'all know what M&M stand for? Just a little moment of history here. M&M stands for Mars and Murray's. So you learned something today on this podcast. You're welcome. All right, so anyway, you know damn well I'm going to be eating my snacks and drinking my sweet tea while I play my fucking games. And that's why time goes by, and then I'm like, oh, damn, I'm just fucking hungry and tired. Well, I'm not hungry. Well, I am hungry. I'm always hungry. Fuck it. Leave me alone. Stop judging me. All right, but you know what? It's not just gaming. It's not just gaming. Music. That's a huge passion of mine, too. I like a nice rock song. I am a 90s kid. I enjoy rock. I enjoy heavy beats, EDM. I like anything that just makes me feel like I could just run through a fucking wall. Now, there are times where, you know, I'll just start a party out of nowhere. I'll be listening to my music. I listen to music at the gym. I listen to it while I go grocery shopping. I listen to music while I, you know, do whatever. If it weren't for the fact that you guys could hear what's going through my headset right now, I'd probably be listening to music while I talk to you. I love music. I can't create it. I'm not very good at playing piano or any other instrument. I used to take piano lessons for years and years. I can read sheet music, but I can't play it very well. But I love music. It's just a part of me because it just gives me that energy. It just gives me that pep in my step. And, you know, I'll start dancing in public and people like look at me like I'm weird. But you know what? I really don't care. You know why? Because I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. Even if it is just a party of one in my own head, it is what it is, right? It's what I enjoy doing. It's what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And honestly, half of this podcast exists because of that energy. If it doesn't feel alive, I don't want it. And music is one of those things that just makes me feel so alive inside. I love a good beat while I'm at the gym or grocery shopping or playing my games. Because who needs game music when you can listen to Spotify and listen to Rihanna or Whispers or Nice or Fat Rat? And you know, there's a lot of furry artists out there like Nice and Whispers. You can find some really good furry music out there. And I've actually had a chance to talk with Nice, and he's a pretty awesome guy. He and I had a talk on Discord and on Telegram, and we just chatted. And he's a very real guy, very down to earth, and he's so amazing. He makes wonderful music. I don't know, if you haven't heard furry music, you should check it out. Don't immediately go to, you know, don't just immediately go to Fox Coyote. Pepper's Coyote. Jesus Christ. Foxes and Peppers is in my head. Don't just go straight to that and say, oh, this is all furry music. It's not. Like, Pepper's Coyote makes some really amazing music. Sure, he has some very cringy songs out there. He's an amazing guy. I've actually had a chance to talk to him too. He's an amazing guy. He's awesome. I love listening to his music as well. But you can't sit there and point at one artist and say, oh my god, that's all furry music. And it's not. It's not. We have some amazing furry artists out there, and you guys should give them a listen to. So, let's get a good jam on. Let's party like it's 1999. Am I right? Some of you don't know what 1999 is. You think that's like in the past because it's like, oh god, what, 30 years ago almost? God damn, I am old. God damn. Some of y'all weren't even born yet. What the fuck? Let's get my mind away from my age. Let's do some listener interaction. Go ahead and comment who your favorite artists and bands are. There's no judgment here. Please don't judge other people in the comments. This is not a judgment zone. This is like Planet Fitness. We don't judge people. Even though I got kicked out of Planet Fitness once for being too fat, but that's besides the point. And, you know, maybe I haven't heard of some of the bands you guys listen to. Maybe I'll give them a try. I love music, and I'm always looking for something new. There's actually a friend of mine actually just told me back in December of a new genre that has developed between rock and metal. I don't remember the name of the genre because I am terrible at remembering names, and it is what it is. But they have some really good music. In that genre, it's like rock music with a little bit of metal mixed in, so it's kind of like a high energy, like super high energy rock. It's wonderful. It gets my day started so well when I listen to it. Sweet tea, you gotta love that shit. Like to pour it on my fucking pancakes, boy. If you remember from my first episode. Now, what else am I into? Well, I am into anime. Some of you guys are gonna be like, oh my god, this guy's a dweeb. Maybe I am. I don't really give a shit. I like anime. It is wonderful. Some of you may be into it. If you are, go ahead and tell me what you like watching, because I like finding new anime. Why do I like anime? Well, because I try watching shows with real people in them, these American drama series shows. Honestly, I don't give a fat squirrel's ass about the Kardashians. I don't really care about, most of these shows. There was Survivor. It was a good show until I realized that no one was dying. You can't call your show Survivor if no one dies, right? I want to see people, get off that show in other ways, but I'm a very morbid person, goddamn. Anyway, I just couldn't get into a lot of shows with real people, and so I'm like, I'll just watch my cartoons. So as a kid, that's what I did. I just watched a bunch of cartoons. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, you name it, I probably watched it. And then I found anime. As I got into college, I started meeting new people, and people were like, hey, you should watch anime if you're into cartoons. And goddamn, I watched Sword Art Online, and it was just a rabbit hole from there. And you know how I love my rabbit holes from episode 1. I can't put this sweet tea down. Goddamn, I am thirsty today. Woo. But yeah, I like animes. There's, cute characters. There's hot guys. There's a lot of, interesting love interest things there. Yeah, I'm gay, I know. But, still, it's interesting to see these cute guys have their little romantic flings with these women. There's also magic, mayhem, drama, sad, happy, up, down. You start learning about emotions. You learn some life lessons. And, you never know what you're going to find in an anime. You can sit there and look at the cover and be like, I don't know if this one's going to be good or not, and it turns out to be something really great. My favorite anime, I would have to say, is Overlord. It's my go-to when there's nothing else looks good, or in between series drops. So on Crunchyroll, every season they drop a new anime. Well, lots of new anime, and so I watch those anime throughout the season. Well, then there's about 1-2 weeks in between the seasons where they're getting the new anime ready to post to Crunchyroll. So I watch Overlord between there and just kind of binge watch it. It's either that or I will do Sword Art Online, which was the very first anime I ever watched, and fell in love with anime after watching it. Sword Art Online is amazing, even though it is a little bit cringe, in my opinion. So why do I like Overlord? Well, I like it because Mamanga, or Lord Ainz, as he's called later in the show, is an amazingly cool character. He reminds me a little bit of myself. He is so timid on the inside. He cares about what other people think so much, but he's trying to act like something that he's probably not. And it just begins to come to him. I used to be an introvert. I still am. Yet here I am on a podcast talking to you guys, asking for your interactions, asking you guys to participate. Anime kind of helped me get out of my shell. It showed me that it was possible, and it has been a big part of my life. I don't care if you like it or not. That's not my problem. That's your problem. So anyway, there's Lord Ainz, who reminds me of myself. Then there's Demiurge, who is very calm, even in the roughest of situations. He's always thinking 3 steps ahead. He misconstrues everything that Lord Mamanga thinks, and it's just amazing to see him actually pull things together in such a way that actually benefits Ainz Ulgon versus not supporting him. Then there's also, Albedo and Shoutier and the drama between those two and the humor. And there's just humor and drama, and you're on the edge of your seat going, what's going to happen next? And there's mystery to it because you're like, okay, who's who? How is this happening? How did they know this? How did they know that? If you want to watch it, you can. There's 4 seasons to it. There's also a couple movies that have dropped. I'm hoping that the series will continue on. The movie that dropped back in 24, I think. There's, so much more that I wish they would tell us, but hopefully they'll come out with new anime. Do I read manga? No, because I don't know how to. Do I want to learn how to read manga? Yes. That'll be something I have to have Tyro kind of teach me. He has some manga around here somewhere. I'll have to have him teach me how to read manga. So what is your favorite anime? Let me know. Put it in the comments. I love finding new things to watch. My friends tell me all the time. Excuse me. Friends tell me all the time, hey, you should watch this anime or that anime. And yeah, I'll sit down and watch it. So tell me what your anime is, and I'll sit down and watch it and tell you what I think. So, final passion that I'm going to talk about today is, of course, you probably already guessed it, being a furry. If you didn't know that I was a furry, then I don't know how you found this podcast, because there's a big-ass green wolf with orange hair on the fucking cover. Oh my god. Sorry, my throat is now dead. What the fuck? I've been talking too much today. Anyway, I love being a furry. Why? Because I get to bring my character to life. Now, Baja is a character that I adopted from Exo Loco. They made the suit. They were trying to sell it. Couldn't sell it. I saw it. Thought, oh my god, it's amazing. And I bought it. Now, I'm not talking... So I love bringing the life to character. I love getting suited up. I love hanging out with my friends. And I'm not just talking about at cons or at meetups. Which, of course, are amazing. If you haven't been to a con or a meetup for furries, you should. It's a great way to meet new people, make new friends. And it's a great way for you to experience what the fandom has to offer. There's so much more out there than what you think. But anyway, no, Astron and I will don our tails. We'll go out for a walk in the park. We'll go shopping. We'll go out for a meal, all while wearing our tails. We've gone to movies with our tails on. We've gone places wearing full suit, or, well, I have a partial suit, so a full partial suit. But, we'll just go outside. We'll just wag our tails. We'll just have a good time. It's a lot of fun. Granted, we get a lot of weird looks. Granted, we also get a lot of responses. People come up to us and talk to us about it. It's kind of cool. Yeah, we are crazy, sure. Yeah, it is weird, sure. But you know what? It's something that makes our life worth living. Normal is overrated. Fuck normal. If you are normal, then you're just doing the bare minimum. Anyone want to say that's cringe? What about you, Mark? You think that's cringe? Yeah, Mark says it's cringe. All right, so you got to be careful that you don't cause too much chaos or get into any kind of trouble while you're out doing what you love. However, do what you love. Chaos never hurt anybody. Hang out with some furry friends. Figure out what you enjoy and do it. At the end of the day, you only have one life. Don't have any regrets. You got to live life while you can. You only get the one. Make the most of it. If you live your life like you're too scared to do anything, you will never truly live. You will only simply be surviving. And, well, as we've already talked about on Survivor, it's just fucking bullshit. Living a life without actually living is not a life worth living, so get up off your ass, figure out what you like to do, and do it. Do something fucking wild today. Let your wild side out. Anyway, figure out what you're passionate about. Do it. Do it. If you know what that meme is from, you know what I've been watching lately. So who cares if other people look at you like you're weird, because you are weird. Do what you enjoy doing. That's all that matters. Other people's opinions, that is their problem, not yours. Live and let live, as I say. All right? So now it's your turn. What is your wild side? Tell me in the comments. What turns you on? What gets you hyped up? What keeps you up too late? What gets you into just that little bit of trouble there, you know? If you don't know what it is, that's what your homework is this week. You need to work on that. You need to figure out what you enjoy. You need to figure out what you like. You don't know how to do that, ask your friends. Ask your friends. They know you better than you do. Have you ever noticed that? People who are around you, they know you better than you. Astro knows me better than I do. He can look at me and tell me exactly what my mood is, and I'm like, you know what? Damn right, you straight. You know exactly what my mood is. How he does it, I don't know. He knows me better than I know myself. I won't know what fucking mood I am. So, figure out what you like, put it in the comments, tell us what you enjoy doing. We love to hear from you. Homework this week for the rest of you. Hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you can find the Baja Howl. You can also email me at thebajahowl@gmail.com. Tell me what your wild side is. And the best ones, those best stories, tell me the stories, right? Tell me what you did, tell me what you enjoyed, tell me how you did it. And those best ones, I'm going to be putting them on the next episode. No filter, no holding back. We're going to have some fun together. Not here to embarrass anyone. We won't use your name. It'll be anonymous. But, you know, we want to hear from you. We want to see that people are actually going out there doing what it takes to, you know, put on and do their wild side. So, speaking of you guys emailing me, I actually got an email from a listener, and we're going to go ahead and read that here in just a second. They actually gave us a confession.
Hot takes, confessions. Hot takes, confessions. Hot takes, confessions.
Yep, we had a listener email me their confession this week. Now remember, there is no judgment when I read this. Okay, no judgment. So they sent me this. I confess, Baja, that I rehearse arguments and conversations in the shower. I like to plan ahead. I like to know what I'm going to say because I want to win. I want to be the best. Of course, my conversations in the shower are only one-sided, and they can get pretty heated. The other side, well, it's just in my head. And my wife, well, she's concerned and she thinks I'm a little bit crazy. Well, listener, I have to say, you are a little bit crazy. But I do the same thing. And, you know what? I would put money down that you probably still lose the arguments outside the shower. Alright, thank you, Mr. Anonymous, for sending me in your confession. And if you want to send me your confession via email, you can do so at thebajahowl@gmail.com, or you can send me those confessions on Discord. The link to my Discord is in the description. You can drop those confessions in the listener confession channel. We will air them on next week's show.
Hot takes, confessions. Hot takes, confessions. Hot takes, confessions.
All right, so now it is time for the first ever Howl moment of the week. This is where we're going to highlight something wild, ridiculous, and straight up unforgettable. This week's Howl moment, please. Drum roll, Mark. Can you give me a drum roll? Is that a drum roll, Mark? What the fuck are you doing? Motherfucking idiot. Alright. This week's Howl moment. I'm sorry, guys. Mark is just off his game this week. Alright, this week's Howl moment. Drum roll, please. We've already done that. Yada, yada, yada. Sorry, I have my notes here, and they are not very organized. I am so sorry, guys. So this week's Howl moment, the one time you say just one more game, one more episode, one more chapter, one more song, one more... But then you realize the sun is coming up, your sleep schedule's been completely destroyed, and you've got responsibilities in 2 hours. Well, I think we've all been there. And if you say you haven't been there, you're either A, lying, or B, you ain't lived life. Now, on this, I want to say, the only nice thing about staying up super late is that 9 times out of 10, you get to see the sunrise. Seeing a sunrise will actually put a little bit of life in you. It is wonderful. If you haven't seen a sunrise, I recommend it. Stay up late, wake up early, whatever you got to do. See that sunrise. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It just reminds you that this world is just so much bigger than you. And it's so beautiful. So beautiful. All right. Wait, what? No, Mark. No.
The void is watching. The void is hungry. Step into to the void.
Well, Mark has taken us to the void. Oh my god. All right, guys, we are now in the void. Let's be careful. See if we can get out of the void. Here we go. All right, what's in the void today? Cereal is just soup. All right, yeah, we need to get out of the void because this is ridiculous. Cereal is not soup. Is it? Do you think cereal is soup? Mark is nodding and said yes. He says it's soup. Fuck you, Mark. Weird. All right, so cereal is not soup in my opinion, but do you think cereal is soup? Go ahead and let me know. Is cereal soup? Mark, do you put cereal in the bowl and then pour the milk over top of it? No? You put the milk first? Yeah, you're weird. What do you guys do? Do you guys put the milk first or do you put the cereal first? I put the cereal first and then I pour the milk over top of it because that just seems normal. Mark over here says he puts the milk and then the cereal. Why do you do that, Mark? Because the cereal stays crunchy? Okay. All right. Mark says that it's to keep the cereal crunchy. What do you guys think? Does the cereal stay crunchy when you put it on top of milk? Interesting. I mean, if it wasn't crazy, I would actually probably try it, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so cereal is soup. Oh, what's this? Another one. Cereal with water is better than cereal with milk. You know what? I need names and addresses for this one because this sounds like a cry for help or a declaration of war. I don't know which, but this is a little bit ridiculous. All right, let's see if we can get our way out of the void here because we've seen too much bullshit today. Mark, take us out of the void, please.
You have escaped the void this time. But it's always watching. The void is hungry. Escape the void.
Mark, you're creepy as fuck. Stop scaring my listeners. All right, Pat, that is the end of episode 2 there. Next time, we're going to be bringing someone into the den. We're going to have our first guest, some real stories, and you'll probably have a little bit of chaos thrown in for good measure, because you know what? Chaos is fun. Get out there, find out what turns you on, find out what makes your life worth living. Do that. Tell us what it is. We want to hear from you. Who's going to be here? That's what Mark's asking me now. Who's going to be here? Well, you got to tune in to find out, Mark. You got to tune in to find out who's going to be here. What do you mean? I know you're my producer, Mark, but guess what? You know what? You're just going to have to wait and see who I bring on, okay? That's just how it is. You have to wait and see. Now remember, figure out what you're passionate about, live a little, and send me your wild side stories. I want to hear the crazy ones. Send them to me. Stay loud, stay wild, and I will catch you on the next Howl.
Echoes fade, but the night's still alive. You felt the run, now you know the vibe. Voices linger in the back of your mind. Leave the light on, or stay in the wild. Oh, hear the one last call before we fade out. From the dark back to your soul. You survived the Baja. Run with us again next time.